Hey everybody, hope you are doing well. Thanks for coming in tonight. And just looking down the list of names, it looks like it's pretty much people that have been here before. If not, I'm just going to do a little bling tonight. We're going to talk about flock tonight, and it shouldn't be a real long life. So let me catch my breath. I left my shirts downstairs, had to run back downstairs and get them and come back upstairs. So let me go ahead and say hi to some people in the chat. So, hey, Gail, hope you're doing well. Yes, Dora. Hey, Dims. Hopefully your little one's knocked out by the time I come on. Are they still awake? Hey, my crafting and sewing diary. Hey, her toy. Hey, Juana. Ethel Smith, how are you? Hey, Kevin. Hello. Hey, Cynthia Felder. And Porgy. Hey, Laura. Hey, Lena Doyle Crafting. Hey, Viola. Dee Smith. Lucille Boykins. Hey, Deborah Williams. Hey, Sonia Sigler. Victorious Creations, hope you're doing well. Hey, Anita. Miss Becky. Carol, did I miss you? Did I say hi? If not, hello. Just Paper Crafting. Hey, Melissa. Leslie Cash Tibbs. Hey, Picture Me Crafting. Picture Me Crafting, what's your weather like up there? It is really hot down here. It was 95 today. That's hot. It's not as hot as it was yesterday. But we had so much rain last night that it was so humid. And I was outside quite a bit. Hey, Angel B. Hey, Miwan Rancher. Terry Hunt, hello. Wanda Davis, Twana. Hey, Rachel. Sharon Davenport, Samantha Taylor. Sharon Davis. EJ's daughter. Finally brushed some stones in the Hustle template yesterday and you love it. Awesome. Hey, Jesse. All right, Dim says he's out like a light. Hi, Chris. Twyla. Hey, Jess's Craft Therapy. Patricia Smart. Hey, Patrice Williams. Mark Baker from Canada. Welcome in. I'll bet your weather's pretty nice up there. I don't know. I do not know. Has the smoke all finally gone away? Or are you guys still dealing with the aftermath of that? Hey, Crafting with Your Flamboyant Creator. Paula D. Tianda. All right, so I think I'm pretty close to the bottom. Hi, Michelle Allen. 75 degrees. Our summer weather has been awful in Michigan. So does that mean 75 is hot, 75 is cool? Is it muggy? Is it too rainy? What's going on? Hey, Doreen. Hey, Dana. Up Designs. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into what I'm doing here. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about, and I might talk about a little bit later on as more people come in, or if more people come in, but if anyone misses it, smoke and hail today. Ooh, I'm sorry, that's worse than what I'm dealing with. Hey, Gloria. All right, so the big issue, big drama in the world of rhinestones has been the new flock. Well, I got my new flock, and here it is. I got the 25-yard roll. You could get 25 or 50, and I went with the 25-yard roll. It does, in fact, have a different backing. And then mine was packaged not very well. So it doesn't look too bad now. I kind of tightened it up, but it was just loose, and it had spiraled out this way. There was no bag around it, but it's all good. It's not damaged at all, but that was a little bit different from when I've ordered it before. And so last night, when Craftable Things was on live, hi, Shaka Terrell. When Patrice was on live, I cut my first little test templates out of it. Let me just move these out of the way. Now, I have never, ever been able to get my Cricut to cut with the backing on. It's just, I've never found good settings for me that were successful. So the first cut that I did, I went ahead and I took the backing off, just like I usually do. I set it down Every single dot came out of this. So there were no flock dots left in this template. I used a pressure of, with my maker, I used a pressure of 340 single cut. Same pressure I always use, and it cut beautifully. Now when I put this directly onto the Cricut mat, because this is sticky, I would say this is stickier than the old stuff, but it has not caused an issue for me. So I put it, if it's directly on the mat, I put it on a mat that is barely sticky. I mean, barely sticky. Now the second one I did, let's just put it on this. The second one I did, I cut it with the mat attached. I'm sorry, with the backing attached to the flock. And I had about 6 flock dots that stayed in this. For a design this small, that's quite a few. Hey, Karen Ann. And Carla Thomas Anders. And if I missed anyone up there, I'm sorry. All right, so the second one that I did, I cut with the backing on it. Now I had, like I said, several holes still attached. So what I did was I took it off, and just like always, I flipped it over. It's what we've always done. Flipped it over, set this down on this back side, and I could barely get it off. So the old trick of, because this is a very smooth, it's not going to hold this down very well. The back side has always held your template down pretty well, so you pull it up and those flock dots stay. Well, unfortunately, this material is different and it ripped. So I still have paper on the back of that I could not really get off. I mean, I can't get it off. And I don't need to, because this was just a trial. So for me, I was at least able to cut this with the backing on, and it was pretty successful. I used a medium cardstock setting. Let's see. Then I cut out this template last night. These are my great niece's names, Remy and Piper. And I cut it with the backing on, and there were a lot of flock dots that stayed in it. And so I put this down on my table back here, and 2 or 3 times I pulled it up and those flock dots stayed on the table. And I'm kind of thinking, if I have to scrape flock dots off my table anyway, I would just as soon scrape them off the Cricut mat and not get scratches on my table. So I'm probably going to stay with cutting without the backing on. Now, that's what I did today. So today I cut out this template. Let me go ahead and get it put on a chopping mat. I just have it on Teflon right now. So today I cut this one out of the new flock, and I cut it directly on the mat. So I did not have the backing, and whoops, this flock dot moved. Every single flock dot cut out of it. And so I think we're going to be okay once we're able to calibrate what settings we typically use. At least it worked for me. So I'm not as panicked as I was, and I hope that when you guys get yours, you get it figured out for your machine as well. Okay? All right, so that's the update on the flock. Medium cardstock when I have the backing on. I use 340 pressure when the backing's off. And that's what works with my machine. It could be different with your machine. And then I think Carol has settings that she used on a silhouette, and she said they worked very, very well. Now, Carol, if that's right, did you cut with the backing off or on? All right, so thank you. I saw somebody said, please hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. Hey, Elevate Artistry. Let's see, you can't do that. You can't do that. Let's see. I don't know what you're saying. You can't do that too. Probably something back up here in the chat. If not, let me know. All right. Hey, Stephanie Calloway. Okay, so backing on. Oh, so you cut matless on your silhouette. So you just feed your flock through like this, and it cuts great. Ah, that's nice. Okay, Carl says that's the same technique she uses. Can't put the, yes. No, don't do that. Don't do that. We used to be able to do that, not anymore. And so these old videos that we have that say that, hopefully people don't try it and they're like, those people don't know what they're talking about. All right, so I'm going to do a couple things. So I made this little girl profile shirt for one of my great nieces. Well, I made two shirts. I made this one, and then I made one that basically looked like this, but in a much smaller size. And I sent pictures of both to my great nieces, and they both wanted the Barbie head. So I had to go back to Walmart today and get another. Here's the one that I started. For the other one, I just don't have Bling on there yet. So I had to go back to Wally World today and get another little shirt. Not a big deal. They were $3.48. And these are nice shirts. I really like these. They're in the little boys section. Wonder Nation, and they're very nice. Like, I wish they had these in my size. So let's go ahead and cut that off. So I'm going to brush in the Barbie head for this shirt, and then I'm going to put their names on the backs of them. Now, I've never put rhinestones on the back of something that already has rhinestones on it. So, hey Sheila, have a nice dinner. Hey, Real Praise. So, has anyone put rhinestones on the back also? And when you do you put like a real sturdy mat between the two sides, or how do you get them to really press down well? So, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll feed my shirt onto this, but my shirt's so small. Oh, it'll go on it. Nope, it'll go on it. That's probably what I'll do, is I'll just feed my shirt down on this. But what do you guys do if you've put stones on the back of a shirt that has stones on the front of the shirt? Okay, give me just a second. Okay, so let's go ahead and brush in. Oh, shoot. Okay, give me another second. Let me go find that template. So Creative Art by LT, you use a pillow. Okay, so a pressing pillow like Marcia's talking about. You use the thick Cricut pressing mat, Tionda. Picture Me Crafting uses a pressing mat. Okay, I just didn't know if a regular pressing mat would give it enough firmness to really get those to adhere well. So that's probably what I'll go ahead and do. Now, why can't I find that template, y'all? Let's see. Let me look one more place. We may just be making the one shirt and then one adult shirt. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and finish this shirt then for one of my nieces. Let's see. Patrice Williams, I put stones on the back and front, but I put something between the shirt. Okay, so Target has Capjack shirts. Oh, Walmart and Target. They feel good and nice prices. Cool. Yeah, this little shirt, I think it was $3.48. And I thought that was a good price. I mean, I know it's just for a little kid, but I thought it was a good price. Okay, so I missed oh, Sheila, I'm so sorry about your niece's passing. Okay. So let's make this one for Piper. Now both of these little girls are little fiery redheads. And so I went with the black shirt. And then I did not have these little SS6s in rose colored stones. So I used the crystal AB. And then I made their names in SS10s so I could use rose stones. All right, so Debs, let's see. You're doing the same thing as Patrice Williams, put something in between. Okay. All righty. All right. Oh, that's not good. I just dropped some stones. Give me a second. Okay. Tragedy averted. It's not too bad. Hey, Baby Giant Services. Hey, Arnique. All right, so let's just throw some stones on there and grab my brush and my little pickup tool and move these out of the way before I knock those over. And if I get some stones up here, it's going to be fine because I'm going to do the same color up there. I'll just have to make sure I don't get the transfer tape on any stones that get up there. Hey, Kimberly Sanders, first time here live. I'm so excited too. Hey, JB Patterson. So Kimberly, everybody in the chat is super nice and supportive. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer, but anybody in the chat can answer. Anybody. We try to help each other out. We have questions we ask, and people aren't concerned about sharing knowledge. Everybody's just great to hang out with, so we're glad you're here. Do you do rhinestones? All right, so again, the front stones were SS6. These are SS10s. And I was saying that both of the great nieces are fiery little redheads. And so I went with black shirts. I thought that might be better than a bright pink shirt. And they both live in Wyoming. And I probably should send a shirt for their moms, but I need to get these in the mail. So that's probably not going to happen quite yet. And then one of them has two brothers. So I need to send something to them also. It's not fair to send something to the girls and not to the boys. And so I don't know what I'm going to do for them. All right, so I think this is good. Chris, are you on here? Jesse, I know you're on here. It's a little bit harder to tell with the pink on pink. Hey, Kim. Hey, Mary. Okay, so Kimberly doesn't do them yet, but you'd love to learn. You would love it. Well, I don't know. I love it, so I just assume everyone does. Maybe everyone doesn't. Hey, Sharon. All right, so got people welcoming you. So glad you're in here with us. All right, Jesse said it looks good. And so, Kimberly, we have certain people, like there's a lady named Chris, and she usually watches on a 72-inch TV. And so she can always, well, she can usually spot when something's wrong. And then Jessie is really good to spot it too. I think Janita, I don't think Janita is in here. And she was on live earlier, so she may be busy. Oh, check the eye. Check. You are right. How it's that 72-inch TV. I swear. All right, let's turn on the press. Sorry, that was kind of loud. So you guys that press on the back of the shirt, you just put the pressing pillow in between and feel like that's That does the trick. So that's what I'm going to do. The other thing I noticed, so I don't use SS6 stones very often at all. And I noticed when I was doing this on live the other day that with the SS6 stones, they're just tiny. I had, was it 1 or 2 stones that did not stay down on the shirt, and I had to repress it. And so I love my HTV Runt with this firm mat. I would not use it without this firm mat. I love the HTV Runt with the firm mat for the SS10s, but probably before I put this in the mail, since it's the SS6s, I may even just put it on my traditional press and press those down again just to make sure they don't move. All right, let's grab my pressing pillow. And it is so humid here, so I probably ought to preheat this shirt again because it's been a few days. Oh, Kim, I'm glad you feel welcome. It really is a phenomenal group of crafters. All right, so first thing I want to do is just go ahead and press this again to get any moisture off of this side where I'm going to lay these stones down. Now my press is only up to 177. It's so weird working these tiny little shirts. I'm used to bigger shirts. All right, we're almost up to 200. So I'll just give this a couple of 15-second presses. I about said 15-minute presses. Hey, Barb. Okay, Robert, what do you need? Okay, when you put the flock on the cutting board, does it stay on there permanently or can it be removed? Okay, you can remove it. Now it's stuck pretty well, so if you remove it, it's kind of like removing it from your cutting mat. Don't just pull it, pull from all sides and try to just pull a little bit at a time so you don't stretch those holes out, especially if you're doing a layered design. Okay, Janet, yes. So Janet, for the SS10 stones with this new mat, I love it. And it could have just been a fluke with the SS6 stones. I really don't know. Because like I said, I don't work with them very often. Hi, Sandra. Okay. So, I'm thinking ahead, was I? Let's go ahead and remove this. And then, guys, I'm going to have to go turn that air conditioner on in a minute because I'm dying. It's hot. I shouldn't say that. There's people that have it way worse. Way, way worse. I'll just say I'm really hot. And I don't mean that in a good way. So, Tianda, I just use the basic blade. Well, it's called a premium fine point blade. Okay, let me get a drink, go turn my AC on. So Kimberly, since you're new, so I work in a room over the garage, and it's hot up here. And the air handler, blower, whatever it's called, is just right over here. So I try to do as much as I can on the lives without it going because it blows. So anyway, if you hear noise, I'm I'm sorry, that's what it is. Okay, so Piper, let's see. Now here's the other thing. I've never put anything on the back of these shirts. I assume it should be kind of centered in the center of the arm seams. So from bottom to top, centered. That should be about the center of my design. I should have read. I don't know. 7 p.m. in Texas, and we're still 100 degrees outside. Whew. Love the final Tumblr videos today and gave you an instant like and subscribe. Thank you. That's okay. You can just kind of go as you can. All right, so are you saying that because my hair's longer I'm hot, Chris? I'm not sure. Oh, do they have long hair? Okay, no. Medium length hair. Now the one, her hair is longer these days. So maybe I should move it down a little bit. And Piper's the one that has a little bit longer hair. Let's just say, and you know what? She won't even know that no one can see it if they can't, right? She's only like 6. Okay. So let's hold this up. It is crooked. I didn't even lint roll this. I forgot to. I have my lint roller right over there. Okay, so you think this looks good, Chris? Let's see. Here's the seam. Here's the seam. That even looks fairly centered. So I press ready. It's at 350. It is ready. Okay, come down below the front collar. And it is below the front collar. It might be a little too low, but she'll be all good. Hey, Pretty Eyes Covington. Ooh, Viola, 73 degrees where you are right now. That's nice. Yeah, I posted just a little short. I don't do shorts, but last night the wind was going. It was lightning like crazy. It was raining like crazy. So I did post a little short video of it raining. And we really need the rain. So I was happy to see it. Ooh, pretty. All right, let me go ahead and hold this up. And okay, so here's the front side. These are Crystal AB, and then the back side, and those are SS6s. The back side, these are SS10s, and they are just rose. They're not Rose AB. I thought about using Rose AB, but I wanted it to be just straight pink. Since the front's all different colors, I thought the back, it would look pretty with just the regular. So she's gonna love that. And then let's see, I can go ahead. No, I think I'd rather put the front stones on first for Remington's. So I might find that template here in a few minutes, or I might not. And I think I cut it out of cardstock. Thanks, Cheryl. And so that's probably why I didn't see it. It's made out of cardstock. Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. Let's do the volleyball shirt first. Then if there's time, we'll start on the Barbie head on the glitter cardstock template. All right, so for this one, I actually It's hard to see. It says serve it up. I actually started on this last volleyball season, but I started so late that it really was too late to market it and sell it, or to sell shirts. And so the challenge with things like this is they come to these sharp points. And then to get your stones, you know, they narrow and they come to a sharp point. So these are kind of harder to do, to make them look just, you know, the way you want them to look. But let's see how it turns out. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I think I get concerned about those things more than what I probably need to, but I'm a little bit that way. All right, so this template, you could actually cut in 3 layers, but to me, that's just a waste of flock. So first thing I'm going to do is that volleyball, I think. Yeah, okay. Yes, first thing I'm going to do is the volleyball. And then before I pick it up, I'm going to go ahead and do these right here. Then I think I'll pick that up, and then I'll do the words serve it up. Stephanie, you need a lot of SS6s. So Kimberly, are you talking, when you say how long did the silhouette take to design it or to brush the stones in? Yeah, let me know which, and then I'll give you an estimate. Now, granted, I spend more time on my templates than I probably need to, because every little dot bothers me. It's kind of like, okay, so 755 Media, she's a YouTuber, and she's a painter, she's an artist. And she was explaining, you know, if you tried to fix every little thing on your painting, you would never be done with it. And sometimes I feel like that's me on templates. I just move them and move them and move them. And then at some point you just have to say, enough is enough. It looks great, hopefully. Oh, okay, so Kimberly, to brush the stones in. So you'll get a feel for it right now. If you're using true rhinestone flock, it doesn't take real long to brush them in. I used glitter cardstock on that little Barbie head because it's kind of real timely right now, and I knew I wasn't going to have time to market and sell a lot of shirts before the movie comes out, and so I was being cheap and used glitter cardstock. Now I've cut glitter cardstock. I have a video on it. I've cut glitter cardstock on my maker, but this one I actually cut on a laser. The Barbie head. Well, not the Barbie head, the little girl ponytail head. Because it's so fast doing it on the laser, and so it is harder to brush stones into cardstock. Now, if it's SS10s, well, there's a lot of issues. Like the stones can go under and get under the holes. But I'll probably be doing one here in a few minutes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. If I get exasperated, I'll just end the live. Yes, Sheila, we are our own worst critics. That's for sure. Carol, I love the new flock with one pass. It saves me time and money. All dots come out too. That's great. And that was doing it directly on the backing, no map. On what kind of silhouette? I gave my sister my silhouette 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't even know if she uses them. I have to get it back from her if I can do it better on that. Because I don't want to buy anything else. If I do, I'm going to save up so I can get like a Graph Tech. So Jesse, you have a Graph Tech, don't you? And Laura, you have a Graph Tech. Are you pleased with doing rhinestone flock? And Jesse, I don't know if you've done rhinestone flock on yours, and I'm pretty sure Laura has. that bling. Okay, so now, Kimberly, there's some extra stones. Like here's an extra stone. So I'm just going to pick it up with this little wax tipped pin thingy and move it to an empty hole. And then I see an extra stone here. So move it up to this one. Now this stone doesn't look as pretty as the rest of them. It looked, oh, there might be an SS6. So when you use SS6s, they can get stuck in the bottom of your brush. I don't know, that stone just looked different. All right, so I think I'm done. Let's see. I think I'm done. It is sparkly dimps, and these are just good old basic crystal. Thanks, Dawn. GravTech cuts my flock. Great. Okay. Now, I wish I had my little dough cutter thingy here that I have found. Oh, it might be in a drawer back here. I think I put it in the drawer. Did I put it in the drawer? There we go. All right, so I just got this at the Dollar Tree. Other people came up with this idea. I saw it for glitter. So people would brush their glitter back into this and then dump it in their jar. I ended up not liking it for glitter because the glitter would stick inside a little tube part of this. But it works great for rhinestones because you can, like I always work on a mat, and so you can put it under your mat. If you don't work on a mat, you could put it under the edge of this. Okay. Now, let's get some rhinestone flock, and I want it to be fairly newish. That's a good piece right there. That's a really good piece. I don't think this piece has ever been used. Okay, so, nope, I don't want to pick it up yet. Okay, so the person that ordered this, their school colors are where I work, so their school colors are maroon and gold. And so I think the black shirt, the crystal stones, and then I'm going to use cyan. Now, I don't think cyan's going to show up really, really well on this black shirt. But I'm just going to have these little accent lines in cyan. And because they are just accent stripes, I don't really care if it doesn't show up super well. Extra bottom right. And it may just be the template, Chris. And if you're talking about here, see those little things, they come together. They're just, you can't have those come together. Oh, there's one down here though. Where do you go? All right, that's a crystal. So I think I'm good. Can you guys still hear me okay? Extra stone bottom right. Okay, that's two of you that said that. Extra stone bottom right. Was it the one I just picked up? Or a different one? Yes, I've seen Eve use it too. Hey, Linda Gray. All right, so I think I'm good. Let me know what you think. So with the silver stones in place, because this is such a small area, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these stones on each side and try not to bump my silver stones out of place. Okay, good, Jesse, thank you. And Nini, thank you. Hey, to be young, gifted black. All right, so let's just kind of gently rub these into place. Hey, Shantirement. Hey, Sonia Henderson. Okay, thicker part of the bottom right. So somewhere down here then. All right, I'll look again before I pick this thing up. All right, so we got one empty hole. Now let me look. Okay, Chris, here. I think I'm okay. I do not see one. All right, so that side went in pretty easily. Go ahead and get this side in. And then with this volleyball, I ended up having the full coverage volleyball, and then I ended up just doing one where every section is outlined. This, I have in the Etsy shop how many stones it's taken. It really wasn't a tremendous amount, 1,700 or so. But if you like the outline look, of course, most of the stones in this are in the volleyball. So you could save a substantial amount of stones. So maybe you offer to your customer the option with the full one, of course, being substantially more expensive than the other one. Okay, fifth from bottom. Y'all, you can't all be seeing the wrong thing. There's got to be an extra stone in there. So give me just a second. Different lights. So maybe when I'm... Oh, Chris says it was just one stone blinging or two. Okay. So the glare off these things did it. Okay, so Dawn says it's okay. All right, this is loud. Sorry about this. I'm gonna lift this up and get it out of my way. I know, Dimps. It's like, there has to be one there if they're all seeing it. Now, I almost wish I would have just covered the top half off, and then I could have just added more to it. Because you know how I am about centering things and all that stuff. So now, ooh, there is a stone down here, though, that I didn't see. Crystal one. Put you back in later. So to accomplish that, I'm just gonna peel this up a ways and cut it off. Because I have tried doing it where you lift your tape off, you put the other color in, and then you put it back down directly into place. And when I tried it, I accidentally touched some of the new stones before I had the old stones in the right place, and it was a hot mess. So I've decided it's better for me just to cover part of it and then do the rest, and then add more transfer tape to it, which is perfectly fine. Hey, Nicole, precious pieces. How are you? All right, so this is doubled over a little bit. Let me cut that. I don't want any stones going under there. All right, and then just to be safe, I can just put this right back over the edge of that, because I didn't cut that very straight, and it's not like flat down on my flock real well. So just to help myself out, there we go. Gail McGinnis, you're fine. You are fine. Okay, so then the other color of the school, so it's maroon gold. And so it was between the golds that I have are Arm Dorado, so a gold metal stone. And then I have citrine AB, which is beautiful. But I feel like this would probably be better because the citrine AB, even though it really looks yellow, it's not going to look like the gold of the school. Hey, yes, Boone. I tried to layer. When I do, we'll use parchment hack that Rhinestone World uses. Okay. I need to be watching him more often. I have seen him do things that just amaze me. They just can do it so fast and seems like effortlessly. Maybe someday I'll be there, but not yet. I know one time when T-Shirt Chick and That to This, Dorica, they went to some type of a show or convention or seminar, whatever you want to call it, somewhere. It might have been a Graphic Pro Expo. I don't know where it was. But they had classes. And they took a class on Bling. Of course, they both knew how to do Bling. But what they were doing, this lady had them basically attaching the transfer mask to one side and then letting it fall down onto the stones. And then peeling it back up, doing a layer, and just letting it fall down onto the stones. And hi, Niall. And I'm not sure if I could do it that way. All right. And I think these Arm Dorado, I think this is going to be a real classy look for a volleyball shirt with these Arm Dorados for my gold. I just don't think the citrine navy would have worked well for my colors because it is like a deep canary yellow. It's probably even darker than that, the school colors. All right, that looks good. Now, let's see if I can get this tape up without having any fly. And I started saying earlier that you can, this is in 3 groupings, and each group is a compound path. But you could ungroup it and do volleyball separate from this, separate from this. I just don't like to use more flock than I need to use. And since I don't like really, I like them to be where they're supposed to be, and to me this makes it easier. I don't want that piece. That piece is all jaggedy. Alright, let's dig into my treasure trove of flock back here. Boy, that would barely cover it if I messed up. If I messed up, I'd be hurting. Alright, this is going to do. It's bigger than I need it to be, but it is going to do. Alright, so I'm going to have it so it overlaps this tape up here. The bottom, Miss Becky, is Arm Dorado. It is a gold metallic stone. All right, so now we're going to be able to do this in one press. Going to make it really nice and easy. And then she is going to have me put her daughter's number on the back, but I don't know her number yet. So tonight we're just going to do this one. And then I'm going to attempt to brush in those tiny little SS6s into that cardstock template. It just takes a lot of patience, and you still might mess up. All right, let me check my battery because I'm getting some message. Nope, I don't care about that. Battery looks good. Battery looks good. All right. So while we're waiting for that to heat up, so I did my football shirt the other day. I thought, okay, let's start sending out messages about volleyball shirts. And so there's the football template. I'm really happy with the colors of this. And I got this shirt at the Dollar General, and I ordered a 2-pack of a heathered green off of Amazon, the same brand, Hanes, and I got them, and I think they're the exact same shirt. And so it was less expensive to get them, 2 of them from Amazon than 2 separate ones from Dollar General. And I've gone on, who was it? Oh, what's some of the online shirt places? Jiffy Shirts. I think it was Jiffy Shirts. And I was like, wow, unless you buy 1,000 shirts, those shirts are expensive. Hey, Kenya. Okay, Sheila, that's okay. All right. Thanks, Dawn. All right, what do you mean, Chris? You see clear skies headed your way. All right, now this is a V-neck, soft. It's, let's see. How much cotton is that? 60 cotton, 40 polyester. So it has a nice feel to it. It's not super thick. It's not scratchy. And it's a nice, it'll stretch nicely, but they wash up really nicely too. What computer a good deal I left? Okay, is somebody getting a computer? Clothing shop online has good prices. Okay, Gail, which clothing shop are you talking about? Because I'm going to need to look at that. All right, I have an extra pink stone over on the press. Maybe it was attached to the bottom of my shirt when I laid my shirt down. Let's make sure her whole name got on there. I don't even know where I put the shirt. There it is. All right, is there any stones missing? Piper? Nope, no stones missing, so that must have just been an extra one that took a ride over there. Hey, S. Boone. Oh, I said hi to you earlier. Sorry about that. Thanks, Deborah Williams. Soft style shirt from Dollar Tree the other day. I know, that's where I get them. That is where I get them. And I don't sell a ton of shirts to order a ton of blanks. And I don't want to put a lot of money into having to have all these different colors and all these different sizes and V-necks and crew necks. Which I know you can just offer what you offer, and it is what it is. So I'd probably save money by ordering them in the long run. But I like knowing what the person wants and then just getting it. So, not a great business move, I'm sure, on my part, but it works for me. Okay, so Carla, it's called Clothing Authority. I will look that up. Hey, Dee Dee. All right. So I do see a little bit of stuff on this shirt. Let me get my lint roller and actually use it this time. This isn't a freebie shirt like my great nieces were. Okay. Now I'm going to all day shirts. So that's the name of one too. I'll have to check that out. I'm going to see if the V-neck really is the center of the shirt. Because that is the one thing about V-neck shirts is I find that it's harder for them just to look exactly right. Okay, so I have it folded into, and the bottom of the V is the center of the shirt. So I don't need to, well, no, let's go ahead and do that. Let's put the crease. That way I know what the middle of the shirt is all the way down. probably something I should do more often. So Dims, you said your son's asleep, so you must be at home tonight. So Michael's has Gildan t-shirts right now for $3.99 and $4.99. I will check those out, Marina. Are they the thick, whatever it's called, thick cotton, or is it the soft style? Do you know? Okay, Carol. All day, free shipping for over $69. Oh, you're not home. Okay. All right. Are you on another vacation, Dims? I'm getting vacation envy. Not really. I'd be happy for you if you are. All right, I think I'll go ahead and start up here since it's my bottom layer, so that as I lift it up, it'll lift up the serve it up. And so, I don't know if you're still on here, Kimberly, but we're going to pull this up slowly so that if there's any stones that don't pick up, you can lay this transfer tape back down, rub on the top of it, and that'll pick them up. All right, now that I have my hands stuck to it, heavy cotton from Michael's. Okay. All right, so this design is very symmetrical, and so flatten my shirt out. It shouldn't be too hard to figure it out. Shouldn't be, but I'm also looking through plastic onto a black shirt, so shouldn't be, but it is. Everyone wants V-necks. I like V-necks. I know I don't have one on now, but I feel like, you know, if I have a crew neck on and it's kind of my neck, I feel like it just annoys me. Oh my gosh. 5 inches both ways. All right, let's see if it's even up here, because if it's not, then that means it's cocked to one side. All right, let's just go from, no, let's not do that. Okay. 7 inches. Please be close. Close enough. I'm not messing with that. Oh, I'm still on the big screen. You know, I don't want to be on that big screen. I didn't even realize it. Okay, it's hard for you to tell because there's still transfer tape on it, but let's go ahead and press it. Get out that ruler. You know I'm going to get out that ruler, Chris. I'm just a ruler kind of gal. It's called, I don't know, craziness. Really close to being off my mat over there. Let's go ahead and press that down. Done. Okay, who said they were driving to? Was that Gail? Hey, Gail. I know, Chris, it's called OCD. I just didn't want to say that. Because for a person that truly has a severe case, it's torture. All right. Pretty. Now, like I said, I didn't think those cyan would show up very well. But because they are simply an accent, I was okay with that. All right, let's see what it looks like. All right. It is pretty. The cyan barely shows up, but what I really wanted to make sure showed up was the volleyball and the words, and those cyans are just a nice little accent. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Very pretty. And these are, get on my tiptoes, these are just your basic crystal stones. These are not AB coated, just basic crystals, and they're gorgeous for this volleyball. All right, so have that shirt done until I get her daughter's number. All righty, so now we're gonna see me struggle with this. So what I do when I'm using a cardstock template, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go 2 corners, either 2 up here or 2, oops, let me get this. Thank you. Hey, Breezy Custom Creations table. Thanks, Temps. Alrighty, so let me move this over a tiny bit too. Okay, so I'm either going to do this corner and this corner. I'm going to do 2 corners that are by each other. So I'm not going to do this one and this one. So I'm going to straighten this out as much as I can, pulling it so it's nice and tight, and then tape down the corners first. Now, at times, if it is a template I'm going to use multiple times, I would actually put double-sided tape on the back. Okay, you can't probably tell, but this is humped up. So the stones would go right under there. So I'm going to pull this tight. It's kind of like wrapping a tumbler. You're going to pull it tight, and I'm not necessarily recommending cardstock. If you use cardstock, I will recommend glitter cardstock, the type that doesn't shed, because other cardstocks, some other cardstocks, especially non-coated ones, when you put your transfer tape on and then lift it off, the cardstock can stick to it, as I learned the hard way. Okay, so I want to flatten this out as much as possible. It's humped up right there, even though I pulled it tight. And so when you're using a cardstock template, it's going to be more frustrating. It's going to take longer, but this was SS6s. I didn't want to deal with waiting for how long this would take to cut out, and I didn't even know how well the machine would do with the SS6 holes, because the ones I've done, hey T-shirt chick, I was talking about you earlier, the ones that I've done on my Cricut have been SS10s. All right, so it is still not flat enough. So then what I do is I just take things, if I don't have double-sided tape on the back, set it down really close to the template. So heavy things that are going to hold it down. Let's move this to down here. And this is why it is not ideal to use cardstock. But it's what we have. Okay, so I didn't bring my little SS6 stones in here. I'll grab those. And on this design, I really loved how the crystal AB stones showed so many colors that are cute for this template. So the AB stone shows out golds and pinks and purples and various colors. All right. So the biggest issue with the cardstock templates, yeah, and I wish I had something for just right there. The biggest issue with the cardstock templates is they can lift and then your stones go under them, and then you just have to start over. So doing this online, maybe not my best choice, but it's what we're going to do. All right, so I put a ton of stones on here. These are the tiny little SS6s. They are beautiful. Zig pin work as it let dry works on wood repositionable. Oh, zig pin work as let it dry. It works on mats to restick. Yes, yes. I've actually when I made them and they were templates I was going to use multiple times. I not only used double-sided tape, but sometimes I would use a glue stick. And I tried to use the spray adhesive one time, and I know, Demps, you did this and you were successful. I must have too heavy of a hand. I probably sprayed too much on the back. I thought it was such a genius idea. Just spray the back of it with this spray adhesive. Well, it did stay down, and I got my stones to go in really easily. Then when I put the transfer tape on, I couldn't get all the stones out. Some of that adhesive, the spray adhesive, had seeped into the edges and made it where it was hard to get the stones out. All right. So then what can happen is, let's say you start taking all these weights off, then your cardstock lifts up, and then your stones are going to go under there. The other thing that I found with SS6 stones, because the shirt that I made like this the other day was my first time to use SS6 stones with glitter cardstock, was SS6 stones really don't want to move across the glitter cardstock all that easily like an SS10 does. So these just don't play as well as the SS10s on glitter cardstock. All right, start moving a bunch of these off. And then as I lift up this ruler down here to give me room, or maybe I can just go this way. I was going to say, if I lift this up, I'm going to hold down somewhere so that the paper doesn't kind of curl up or bow up. We're just going to go sideways with this. And so compared to the flock, I'm probably going to have a decent amount of hand placing of stones. But you can get this to work. Well, you might just have to start over if the stones get under it. Yeah, Demps, that was my problem. I used to be the same way with like spray paintings, like Marilyn. Do multiple really light coats. You do not need to try to coat it in one because you're just going to have a terrible looking paint job. All right, so I have several stones to fill. I'm going to turn this off. And so what I want to do is focus on, I already have some that went under it. All right, went under it right here. If I push down, let's see if they'll pop over in the right place. These SS6s are just hard to deal with cardstock. The SS10s are large enough that it takes more. They'll still go under your cardstock, but it takes more for them to go under the cardstock. But I would not plan on doing an SS6 template on glitter cardstock again. Yeah, it does look like it's just beach sand. Now I have a few under the cardstock down here, but I'm going to see if I can't make it work. It's only a few. And there we go. Squeeze that one over. That one doesn't want to go over. It's only a few, and so I'm just going to put more on top. Those ones that are under it, they're not going to lift up with my transfer tape. There's a couple there that are fighting against each other. Okay. Okay, I'm going to wait till the end to finish dealing with those things. And the other issue for me is sometimes I'll lose my train of thought, even on flock. And I usually put my hand down to kind of sturdy it so that when I'm grabbing extra ones, my hand is on the table. Once in a while, I'll actually accidentally put them on the stones. Hey, Kelly. Camden starts editing. She said Bella Canvas will sell wholesale to us without any kind of license. I've heard that. I've heard that. So, Kelly, on the live, it's basically I'm just kind of working and we're chatting, but I do have multiple videos that talk about how to make templates. I make mine in Silhouette. I don't have a Silhouette machine anymore. I gave it to my sister, so I had to buy the Silhouette Business Edition. I designed the templates in it, and then I save them as SVGs, and then I can just pull them into my Cricut like other images. And other people out there, Demps, add anything that you would like to add to that. That's a very simplistic explanation, but I do have some pretty decently in-depth tutorials from when I started this and when I was trying to teach it, through YouTube videos. I have rhinestones on my hand, but I don't dare want to lift this finger over here. All right, so now you can see why cardstock is not the preferred method. But cardstock is much, much easier with SS10s. Still not just as easy as flock, but it can work. And if you're not, whoops, I have two rhinestones stuck together. If you're not in business where you're trying to pass along your costs of flock, and if you're just starting out, maybe just order a few rhinestones and buy a template or two and see if you like it. Whew, even with the AC on, I'm hot. All right, oops, I had a rhinestone on there. Oh, that's right. Shortcuts a lot is another one. Hey, M&T Living and Cooking. Hey, Blue Emerald Creation, Sandra. Hope you're doing well. Much, much cheaper for a template that's not going to be reused. That is correct. Now, one thing I will say is this, whoops, I just dropped it. The new flock was less expensive for me than the old flock. I mean, Tiana had told me the price difference when she got some, and I was amazed. So, M&T Living and Cooking, I don't usually do it this way. I don't usually have to do this much tedious work. So, just take this video with a grain of salt. I made this template small to be able to make a couple shirts for my great nieces. And I knew I wouldn't have time to really sell much of anything before the movie came out. So I was being on the cheap and just used glitter cardstock. Okay, so I have a few more to fill down here. Let's see how this is looking. I have a lot of extra stones to move off from up there, but I'm getting there. This is definitely the slow method of doing this. Okay, we have a compressor that just went off in the garage, so it's pressuring up, and so if you hear some buzzing, it'll go off within 30 seconds. Whew. Hey, that to this. I was talking about you too. I was talking about when you and Sin went to that show and they taught you how to do the rhinestones things, and they were just having you attach the flock to the side and then let it drop on. All right, just pulled one out of a hole, but there's another one right by it. Extra near the eye by the eye. Oh, there is. Look at you, Chris. You knew I thought I was done with that area, didn't you? I'm trying to kind of work my way over. Hey, Valerie. I think I might have said hi, Valerie, earlier. I don't know. I'm all discombobulated from actually working on this SS6 cardstock template on a live. But I'll get there. And I'm sure this is making the live go long, so please, if you need to drop off, don't worry about it. It's all good. Just come and go when you can. I do need to finish this shirt tonight, so I'm just going to keep working. So they live in Wyoming. I need to get it in the mail. I'd like to get it in the mail tomorrow because when's the movie come out? The 21st, so that'll leave 7 days for it to get there, which should be fine. But I don't want to be my procrastinated self and send it anytime after tomorrow, especially with the weekend coming up. Because when you're in a small town, the post office is barely open. Whoops, on Saturdays. Might be that way everywhere. Maybe that's like federal postal hours. All right. Chris, now I have a few to fix here. Oh, I see an extra one right there. Chris, I'm on your 72-inch TV. Be looking on this side, okay? I'm almost, I think I'm getting pretty close to being done with this side. Okay. I'm just afraid if I try to brush a lot of these extra ones off with the brush. Like I said, the SS6s don't move well on this glitter cardstock. I'm afraid I'd have to brush so hard I'd brush a bunch out of place. Okay, extra stone midway of neck ruff. Oh, I see it. Okay, thanks, Jessie. Oh, I have a stone stuck. All right. Okay, I have a couple empty holes down here. Okay, oh, have an extra one there. An extra one here. Now I'm going to have to keep my hand on this template while I reach around for some transfer tape. Okay, let's get some of these extra ones off. I think I see an extra one in her ponytail too. Not the one I just dropped on there. I think there was, I caught a glimpse of another extra one up there. There it is. Okay. So there's so much glare. I'm looking at the ponytail, and to me, it looks pretty good. Now, let's see. Aw, Dimps. Is it the one with the stripes or the solid one? I like the one with the stripes. The solid one's cute too. I love all those stripes. And Dimps, remember that shirt that you made for, I guess it was your son's teacher last year? I'm getting ready to do another one of those for me. But since I'm retiring in a couple of years, I don't know if I want to say counselor on it or if I just want to say I love school, like I heart school. I don't know what I want to say on it. Life is like a box of crayons because it's crayon design. Okay, looks like there's one on its side over here. Oh no, I dropped it. Okay, so, oh, there it is on my thing. It looks like maybe there's 2 stones. Yep, there were 2 stones in that hole. Okay, so a little eagle eye people out there. I'm not thrilled with right here. I'm probably going to have to do a little surgery on my actual tape. When I lift it up, I'll look at them from the back. Matter of fact, I feel like for down here, I should just stop there. And if I have to just redo this tiny little 1/2 inch area, then I'll do that. I don't want to mess up the whole thing just because of those. So how's it look? Middle of head above ear. Should not have it here. So the ear would be, there's a stone on that. The ear would be, what, right here. So somewhere above the ear. Did I already move it, Chris? Extra stone at the top of her head. Let's see. I don't see one. Now I see something really shiny right about in here, like there might be an extra one, but I think that's just the glare. And I see one stone that to me almost looks more like just crystal. Let's get rid of it. I could have accidentally got a crystal stone in there. Maybe that's what I saw shining. Both of the flip-flops. Yeah, that's true. It's still there. It's still there. Okay, Justin and Chris both say it's still there. You want to play the hot cold game? Okay, so from here, is it up, down, left, right? Maybe that's a wrong colored stone. Yeah, I know. I think it was a wrong colored stone. Up, down, left, or right. That was it? It's better now. Okay. Okay. Good. All right, now. You find something heavy to set here. Like, take my hands off that. Definitely going to use new transfer tape on this. And I should have cut it before I started filling in the template. Okay, so I have my other shirt. Let me figure out about how large of a piece I need because I don't want to move all those containers. So, let's see, that looks good. That looks good. Cut it right there. Okay. Hi, Donna. Thanks for being here. So I used to live in Arkansas, Donna. That's good. Okay. Okay, now I know that I'm going to have to redo a little bit down here because it's just messed up. All right, wish me luck. Wish me luck. Let's just move that up a little bit. Glue the cardstock templates to another piece of cardstock or cardboard. Yes, you could. Whew. Got it. All right, so the worst is over. Hopefully, except for now I have all these stones stuck to the bottom of this. And okay, I'm just now remembering this. This was another thing. These things don't always like to pick up as easily as the SS10s. So move those extra ones out. I'm just going to recommend do not do SS6 stones with cardstock. Just don't do it. It's a mess. All right, let's press this down. Now, I don't usually use this roller thingy, and I heard Matt say it wears out something, but with these SS6 stones, and I'm lifting them up out of this dang cardstock, I'm going to do this. So, and then there's several down here that just don't look good. And I think I'm just going to take them off, maybe? I don't know. And then just do those separately. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. Okay, so then what happens is if they don't lift up and my cardstock lifting up, then they're really going to go under there. So there's one, maybe an extra stone under there. Ah, yeah, it was two stones in one hole. Another one, 2 stones in one hole. Ooh. Okay, a spare one that went under the template up here. Okay, now we're getting ready to get to the area that just didn't play very nicely with me. They're all underneath there. Okay, let me just put this on the backing so I can examine it and get these extra stones off of it. I see something weird right. Nope, it's okay. I hate to even do this on a live because this is like not the way to do the template. So if you came on late and if you're new, go back and watch the first half of this live where I actually use the materials you should use, especially with SS6s. Okay, so that one needs to shift over a little bit. So I'm just going to take my fingernail and try to shove it over a little bit. Oh, to be on Gifted in Black, I was crazy and did it on glitter cardstock. I've done glitter cardstock quite a few times, but never with SS6s. Never again with SS6s unless it's a really, really small template. All right, but it's going to work out okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press it. And then, am I going to press it? Okay, let me think about this. So all I need to do is fill in some down here because I allowed those to get under it, and then it just wasn't going to work. So let's lift this up, move those out. I think my game plan, I don't know what my game plan is. What should my game plan be, guys? Okay. I do know my game plan. There's a few still under there. Y'all, I'm sorry. This is a terrible live. I had to get it done. I did not want to recut this on flock just because I hated the SS6s with the glitter cardstock. But what I want to do is I want to get all the extra stones out from under it, and then I'm going to lay the template back down on it, and then I can see where my holes are. We are going to get this lit. All right. Let's see. Let's put a little extra tape down here because it's humping up. Even though you feel like you stretch it, it still is humped up a little bit. And I have a feeling that part of that could be because I did cut this one with a laser, and so you're burning it, and that may cause it to not lay as smoothly. The other thing is, like, if you do it on a Cricut mat and you peel it off, you're going to make it curl up. Oh, Gail, you got a buy-in or a buy-now order. Awesome. All right, so everything that's on here I think looks good, except there's a couple that need to move a little bit. I'm giving it to my niece, great niece. I'm not going to be too upset if it's not exactly perfect. All right, so I'm going to lay this back down into place. I'm going to hope that I don't knock these stones off by doing this. Okay. All right. We have a plan. We're going to do it now. So it's going to take me a few minutes, but I'm going to fill in the holes that I know need to be filled in. And I don't even know which ones need to be filled in. Okay, those two, and then two more along the bottom. Thanks. Thanks, Stamps. Yeah, this is definitely the real deal of a decision that I shouldn't have made. But since I made it, I don't want to go back and take another hour for it to cut. And then I'm probably never use the design again. So actually, I'm happy with how this is turning out. It took a long time compared to using the real materials, the flock. It did take a long time compared to that, but I am happy with how it's going to turn out. Now these have to be screwed back on sometimes. It's getting loose. They just screw on. You can replace the little wax tips. Move over. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more holes to go. If I had a better memory when I lifted it, I'd remember what all holes need to be filled. Alright. What's the guy's name? It says, alright, alright, alright. Two more on that row. I think 4 maybe on the, I dropped it. 4 on the next row, and that is it. Oh, 5 on the next row. 5 on the next row. All right. 1, 2. All right, sorry guys, I'm getting awful quiet. Okay, I think we're done. You're missing 1 stone, top of the ponytail. Okay. I'm glad. So here's what the deal is. It is slightly not in the holes up there. And I don't want to pull. Oh, right there? I think you're right. Is that where you were talking about, Gail? I mean, Chris? Alright, let's see if I can figure out which hole it goes in. It's, my stone fell off. Is it you? Let's try you. Yep. Okay. Okay, you're missing 1 stone, top of ponytail, underside part of it, 2nd row in. So maybe the one I just did? Maybe? Awesome. Okay. All right, we're leaving it there until I get this shirt ready to go. Are you the right shirt? Yep. So for those of you that are just coming in, using glitter cardstock for SS6s, don't do it. Do not do it. I've used it for SS10s. It's not nearly this tedious. But I'm making this shirt, so I'm making a 2nd one of these. So I have 2 great nieces. One's name is Piper, and these are SS10s on the back. These stones are Crystal AB, and then I have another great niece. They're almost the same age, and her name is Remington, so she goes by Remy. And they are going to see the movie as soon as it comes out. And so we have been working on that. Here's another one that I did for an adult size, and then my volleyball shirt. So I have a customer that ordered this, and so we worked on this tonight. And then we're going to finish this one and put Remy's name on the back, and then we're done. I just have to find what I did with Remy's template. Because you know I lose things all the time. Okay. Or I misplace things all the time. Oh, Jesse, you're on an iPad. I don't know how you see on the iPad unless you zoom in. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, Dawn, she watches on a 72-inch TV. So, and I'm glad she does because she keeps us all in line. Well, she tries to. I'm not saying she's always successful, but she sure tries to keep us in line. And she usually does. All right, we're up to 287. Let's go ahead and pre-press that. I have stones everywhere. Okay, I'm going to move these off my table so I don't accidentally spill the whole thing like I almost did earlier. Oh, and I found Remy's template over there. All right, just mush those over. Spread these over here. Oops, got an extra stone up there. When you read, when you're working, I zoom in. Okay, you zoom in on it. I was going to say I would have to. But that is kind of a nice way to do it because you can stretch it out and zoom in like that. Okay, I don't want to set this down. Spin it backwards so the back sides are touching, not the sticky sides. Cricut has mats and blades 50% off their site. Bought a pack of 10 premium blades. That is access exclusive. And use my $10 off coupon. End costs $29 per 10. That's great. All right. So now, where's my other Barbie head shirt? I'm gonna try to place this about like I did on the other one. And so on this other one, I didn't exactly center it because if I centered it, the main part of her head was going to be too far over here. So sometimes I like to truly, like to center the actual design, it would look like this. And I don't think that looks as good as if more of the head is centered, but not so much that the ponytail is way over here on this side. So on a design like this, I kind of split the difference usually. Let's see what that looks like. See if it's similar to what I did on the other one. Yeah, it needs to go that way, I think. Got scared. So ZGM on SS10 templates, and then if you take the time to actually use double-sided tape, I've had them work fine. You know, and if you're starting and you don't want to use a lot of flock till you know what you're doing, but I will never do I will never do an SS6 template on cardstock again. Now, the beauty of this design is it's not really straight. I mean, you're not going to tell if it's not straight. So it looks like that. If I were centering it, it'd be, let's see, it'd be way over here and her face would be way over here. So I'm kind of splitting the difference between centering the whole design and centering her head. So I think that looks pretty good. Yep, wrong shirt. Second wrong shirt. And if I just kind of compare the two at the armpit, look at that. That's pretty close to the same. That's going to be fine. I just didn't want to make one way and one drastically another. And then, I mean, they're only like 6 years old, 7 years old. Emotional little things. Okay. No, they're really not. They're pretty awesome little girls. Okay, now, when I did the SS6s on the HTV run, that's where I had a stone not stay down. So when I take this tape off, I want to be super, super careful to make sure they're all staying down. Because if they're not, I want to put them right back down. Patrice, what are you doing, girl? You're on vacation. You need to go vacation. But I hope you're having a great time. You're probably exhausted. But thanks for stopping in, too. Yeah, Chris, I'm not taking those stones off my tiny heat tool. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to pull this up slowly, and if I see any of the stones sticking to the tape, then I'm going to put it right back down and press it again. And it could have just been a fluke deal the other day, because look, these are all staying really nice. Oh, yay! Patrice, I don't know how long you've been on here, but oh my goodness. We were riding the struggle bus. I'm going to go ahead and press this a second time. I just feel like as shallow or short as those stones are, I want to make sure they're okay. And I just now saw a couple of stones that shifted in the glitter cardstock, and you know, not quite as perfect as if you use regular cardstock. I mean regular flock. Oh no, Dawn. All right, so, ooh, that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. All right, so here's this one. Very pretty, and then we have to put the name on the back, then we're done. Done, done, done. Patrice, let me show you my volleyball template, or my volleyball shirt. That is something that one of the volleyball moms ordered. So hopefully the other volleyball moms will see it and get on board. Okay, so Remy, where are you? Remy is still sitting over here with all those extra rose-colored stones on it. Okay, so we already did Piper. So now all I'm going to do is move this tape down. And I'll tell you, after working with SS6 stones, these SS10s look huge. I love them, but it's such a big difference. The volleyball and the football. So Dawn, I haven't seen everything, but I hope that what's going on resolves itself in as best way as possible. So, so when I did that, I sprayed a little too much of the adhesive on, and it seeped up into the hole. So it held down beautifully. It held down beautifully. But then once I got my stones all in place, I couldn't get all of them to come out because I sprayed too much and it seeped into those holes. Now, Demps, who's on here, she has used a spray adhesive, and she just did a really light coating. It's not heavy-handed like I am, apparently, and it worked great for her. So, yes, you could. The other thing I've thought about doing is to just kind of cover up exactly where the design is with a piece of paper. Just kind of cut a general shape and then stick that onto it to cover the holes, the backs of the holes, and then spray it everywhere else. All right, so Remy. It was funny because I sent the picture. So one of these girls, her mother is my son's daughter. My brother's daughter. And my brother's no longer living. So, you know, I've been around her since she was born. And then the other mother is my nephew's wife. So I sent a picture of both the little shirts last night to my actual niece. And she said, definitely the head, the silhouette head. And then I said, okay. And then, so Piper was spending the night with them. They live in the same town. So I asked her which shirt she preferred, and I was hoping she'd pick the other one. She also wanted the head. So, but I do have a friend that I work with who has a little girl that I think the extra shirt will fit fine. I don't know why I'm placing all this by hand, guys. I'm losing my focus. Been on here all by myself so long. Which, hey there.
See ya.
Bye. Which is different than being on with someone where you can take a little bit of mental downtime while they're talking. All right, so I think, whoops, I knocked one out. So what I did when I made this design was, first I used the linear fill, and then because the only letter that's rounded was this R, when I released those rhinestones by hand, I moved the stones so they would look like a radial fill. But yet they still have the same kind of spacing, because you know, a linear fill, they're all spaced perfectly apart, but it doesn't always look as pretty. Well, it usually doesn't look as pretty as the radial fill. And so if I truly did just a radial fill on this one, it would have a totally different look than these two. So that's why I did the linear fill, released them, and then hand moved them. Oh, I'm still big. Okay, Chris and Jesse. What are we looking like? And I know it's harder to tell because it's pink on pink. All right, I think, oopsie. I didn't realize I was so far behind. I didn't know. Usually it jumps and it didn't. So Gail, I'm on the big screen and then you must be watching somebody else too. Tim's off to make the salad. No. Oh, they've been having some issues at work with some thievery. And so he's been going and checking on some things at night. And Deb's, I'll tell him, hey, when he gets back. Hey, Marissa. No, thanks. I can breathe now that I'm almost done. Okay, check the eye. Now, last time I tried this, I pulled stones out of place. But Patrice and Eve can do that. Okay, I think it's good. I usually cannot do that. All right, so there's some transfer tape that I've used tonight. That is huge. Where's another piece hiding around here somewhere? Where? There's one on the floor. Where'd you get on the floor? Fell off the side of my table. Good. Okay, you feel fine over here. Okay, check the eye. Okay, I checked the eye. 5th row down, 2nd row from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right in here. Nope. It may just be a weird glare. Okay, looks good. Okay. Now this transfer tape is not super sticky. You need to throw it away after this use. And there we go. They'll hop out of the little holes sometimes, but what you can do when you push down really hard on them, it usually forces them back over into the actual hole. And if it doesn't, you just take your nail or this end of the tool and shove them over with it. Okay. Oh my word. I don't even have a place to put stones anymore because I have so many on my table. Okay, now I'm going to have to move something because I have no workspace. So just brush them off. And this for now. AJ's on vacation. Oh, so are you watching AJ on her vacation? She live? Okay, so I'm just going to carefully put these on another table over here. And do this last press, and then we're done. And ZGM, are you still in the chat? Because I finally, today, oh, I got you, Gail. I finally today put your shirt in the mail. I swear, other than Sunday leaving to go to church at Walmart, I've been a recluse. I'm a homebody. All right, so the front of the shirt, let's put it on the back. I did preheat this. Let me get my pressing mat or my pressing pillow in there. I probably will go ahead and preheat or pre-press this side though. With it being summer and it's humid, you do not want to leave moisture in your shirts, whether you are using heat transfer vinyl, rhinestones. Don't know about DTF. I assume you want to kind of remove it with anything you're doing. Hi, Greg Barker. Thanks for coming in. So, Greg, did you do rhinestones, or would you like to learn to do rhinestones? Inquiring minds want to know. So, Jesse, if you watch on your TV, you'll go to sleep. That's me. So if I lay down on the couch to like watch a movie or something late at night, it's like, I'm out. I'm out. I might as well sit up or I'm not going to be awake. Okay. I've never really noticed black shirts. You know how red shirts turn a different color and kind of freak out the first time or second time or third time it happens? I've never noticed that on black shirts before, but I can see a definite outline where this got a lot of pressure because of that pressing pillow. Thanks everybody for welcoming Greg here. Okay, so we're gonna go about, let's find about the center. Okay, the center is about the right side of the E. Let's see what that looks like. Pull out our nifty little ruler. It has rhinestones attached to it. I'm going to go from the bottom of the R to the edge. It was 3 inches. Ooh, now, okay. I think I have this running. Ooh, not at all. Not at all close. I'm way off. Hey, Valerie. Way up. Okay. The center's about where this 11-inch mark is. Let's see if I can do a better job this time. I don't know if I did. We'll see. All right. Well, 3.5. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's a little bit better. Hey, Mark. Is it Marla or Maria? Marla. Okay, third time's a charm, right? That's what they say. Let's see if that's true for me. Okay, a little less than 3.5. And a little less than 3.5. Let's see if it's decently straight. I'm back here squinting. Just going to pull this side down a tiny bit. Tiny bit. I'm making faces back here now. I'm like, oh, I'm glad they can't see me. You know, when I move these, I usually go overboard and then I've overcorrected. That's not bad. It'll be good enough. She's going to outgrow the shirt in like 3 months, right? All right, last press. Let's make sure it's good enough. It's good enough. I could sit here and fiddle with it probably 30 more minutes. And then I probably wouldn't have it any better. Temps. Okay, wait. Somebody asked me the name of something. The name of the font. Okay, so it's just a basic block font, like an Arial. It is super, super, super basic. But I cannot tell you off the top of my head what it is. But I can tell you this R did not turn out like that. I had to do a lot of work to get the R that way. But this is one of your most basic straight fonts that there is. Okay? I believe it's one of the fonts in the Arial family. It's not Arial Black. That would have been even bolder. Okay? Alrighty. Let's go ahead and look at what we have. I think I can go ahead and get rid of this one. And let's just move that thing out of the way. Let's look at our 3 shirts. So here is the Barbie, well, the doll head in Crystal AB. Gorgeous. SS6s. And then, no, it wasn't Impact. I know that real praise. I'm sure it was one of the Ariels. I do use Impact a lot, but this is not Impact. And then the backer shirt is Remy, short for Remington. And then they are a very outdoorsy family, so hunting and all that, so Remington. And then the other one's the exact same thing. And then my other great niece, Piper. And then I hope they love these shirts. I'd love to drive up to there and go to the movie with them and surprise them, but I'm going to be going out of town just right after that. And so it's not going to happen. And then the last shirt that I still need to put the number on the back, but I don't know what her number is yet, so I can't do that, is this volleyball shirt. And all these designs are in my Etsy shop, which I forgot to put in the link, so I'll add that later. But Damps, if you happen to be able to add it, or anyone, Patrice, you're on vacation, if you don't mind dropping it. Anyway, this one I just put in the store today, and there's 2 files, one with the solid volleyball and one with just the outline. I love the solid volleyball. And then for the football fans, the shirt that I did on one of the most recent lives that I was on, I did this football design. So anyway, if you're interested, check them out. Thank you, Damps. And thanks for your patience this evening and sticking it out with me through that SS6 glitter cardstock trial. But we were tenacious, we stuck it out, and we did it. So I appreciate y'all being here. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe. Try to stay out of that heat. Check on the ones you love. Check on the ones you know don't have anyone checking on them. And I think that's it. Do you guys have any questions? The Eve's buy-in just ended. And so for newer people here, a buy-in is where Eve, the baby's booty, she collects everybody's orders. She puts them together. She orders from overseas. They come back. She repackages and all that. So the next buy-in state starts, I think, late this month. I don't remember off the top of my head. She also has, if you want stones now, you can buy them. It's just they're not, like the buy-in is more like wholesale prices, and the buy now is more like retail prices. So I will put the link to the Etsy shop in the video description. I'll put the Baby's Booties link in there. And for now, I think I just spit, sorry. For now, please do, okay, wait, when are we embroidering? So Chris texted me, she said, have you pulled out your embroidery machine? I said, just laughy face. No, but when I do, I'll do the thing that she kind of redesigned for me. Please do a baseball shirt. So Dimps, where you are, is baseball season a spring sport? I would love to do one. I'm probably going to do a golf one. Where I am, women's golf is in the fall, and then men's golf is in the spring. Where I am, baseball and softball are both a spring sport. So, to be young, gifted, black. Okay, so this design is SS10. This design is SS10. This design I have in both SS6 and SS10. The SS6 is for smaller shirts. Basically, I did it in either SS6 or SS10, and then I either shrunk it or increased it so that SS10s would fit in it. So I do have this in SS10, but it's not going to fit on a little girl shirt. And to do this in SS10 on a little shirt, you would lose so much of the face detail. All right, thanks, Sharon Davenport. Say, we play. Oh, so okay. So in California, Marissa, your high schoolers, do they play all year long then? Okay. So in Florida, they're playing baseball in the fall. I didn't know that. It's not just off-season training, huh? The Bling shirts came out great. Thank you. All right, that's it. We're wrapping it up. See y'all later. I don't know when. Be safe. And until next time, bye.